بسم الله. Hello everyone. حبايب قلبي grade 5. Let's continue connect first term. Listen to unit 4. السيشن اللي فاتت كنا أخدنا فيه homework. هراجع معاكم الهومورك كده، صحح معايا بسرعة لو عندك أي mistakes. هنا I was reading a story at 6 yesterday. The rabbit was eating a carrot when I was at the zoo. Ahmed was fishing last Friday. I and my brother were sleeping at 9. We were trying to understand. What were you doing? My sister was doing her homework. My father was working. I was listening. We were walking. Were they having lunch? Was he studying? Was she helping? Were you playing? The fox was sleeping. The fish was swimming. على فكرة fish لو مفرد تبقى was، لو جمع تبقى were. فهنا في أسماك في الصورة يبقى نقول the fish were swimming، لأن احنا عندنا كلمة fish يعني سمكة وفيش برضو أسماك، فعلشان هم جمع هنا فهنقول the fish were swimming. The tiger was drinking. وهنا the people جمع يبقى the people were walking. هنا I was watching. I was watching everyone. We were having a great time. Was the cat running? تنساش ان run بنعمل duplication للN فيها قبل ال ing وكمان swim. هنا I was having breakfast. I was having breakfast at 7 yesterday. وبعد كده what were you doing? ماذا كنت تفعل? What were you doing at 6 a.m.? We were swimming. We were swimming in a lake. كنا بنسبح في بحيرة. الحلاوة ده. What was منى doing? ماذا كانت تفعل منى at 10 a.m. yesterday? What were you doing? We were trying. I was walking. He was swimming with double M. I was traveling. I was listening. They were making. Were they making فتة? Was he listening to music? We were having. نشيل الإي. Was the cat running? منى was sleeping. ده الخاص بالكتاب. الجزء الخاص بالبوكلت I was playing. I was playing. He was sleeping. We were swimming. She was swimming. It was raining. What were you doing? He was playing. What were you doing? She was sleeping. They were doing. We were sleeping. I was singing. He was sleeping. What was he doing? Was he studying? Yes, he was. What were you doing? عشان where did the ing. We were trying. The fox was sleeping. They were making. I was listening. هنا was I listening. He was studying. Were you making? I was traveling. We were having. Was the cat running? I was sleeping. She was having. من غير إيه. We were getting up. They were arriving. He was swimming. Yes, I was. No, he wasn't. We were looking. Yes, they were. I was sleeping. He wasn't walking. She was eating. Were they looking? We were watching. It was raining. Were you talking? I was studying. We were having. I was playing. We were walking. They were laughing. Laugh يضحك يبقى they were laughing. Mom was washing. I was watching. He was listening. They were making. She was playing. Were you working? Was he doing? What was she doing? Where were you going? What were you doing? I was traveling. We were trying. I was listening. They were making. He was swimming. Was I listening? Were you making? Was she listening to the radio? I was playing tennis yesterday morning. What was he drinking? What were you doing? درسنا الجديد بقى يا شباب ايكو توريزم، السياحة البيئية. ايكو توريزم. ايكو توريزم. كلمة ايكو دي يعني حاجة متعلقة بالبيئة. أول ما أشوف كلمة ايكو أعرف إن دي حاجة متعلقة بالبيئة. ايكو توريزم. ايكو توريزم. هوديل. هوديل. coral reefs. coral reefs. plants. plants. wildlife. دي كلها كده ما تقولش wild life، لا قول wildlife. wildlife. pollution. pollution. tourist. tourist. space. space. dive. والنون منها diving الغطس، نشيل الاي ونحط اي ان جي كده. diving الغطس. plane. environment.
plane.
environment.
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 environment. environment.
echo.
echo.
echo tourism.
ecotourism.
مش ايكو، echo. echo.
ecotourism.
yes, echo tourist.
ecotourist.
jobs.
jobs.
countries.
countries.
important.
important.
useful.
useful.
tourism.
tourism.
exciting.
exciting.
اقرا محمد يا عيني معانا. monuments.
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 الكلمة دي مهمة قوي قوي يا شباب معانا. the pros and cons.
the pros and cons.
the pros and cons.
the pros and cons.
UNESCO.
UNESCO.
historical. historical.
historical.
historical.
historical.
of course.
of course.
اقرا مالك معانا. مالك. idea.
idea.
local people.
local people.
Hurghada.
Hurghada.
normal,
Normal.
tour guide,
Tour guide.
new cultures,
New culture.
create, created,
Create. Created.
preserve, preserved.
Preserve. Preserved.
يا شباب كلمة preserve هنا كاتبين يحتفظ بيه، لا هي preserve يعني يحفظ، يحفظ حاجة إنها تبوظ يعني preserve. damage damaged،
Damage. Damage.
ودمج كمان يعني destroy يدمر. look after look
Mr. مش تنفع destruction.
نعم يا حبيبي.
مش تنفع destruction.
destruction يعني تدمير، ده noun الاسم من destroy يدمر، تبقى destruction اللي هو التدمير. look after looked after.
Look after. Looked after.
tell told.
Tell. Told.
come came.
Come. Came.
give gave.
Give. Gave.
see saw.
See. Saw.
stay in a hotel.
Stay in a hotel.
travel by car.
Travel by car.
اوكي بصوا يا ابطالي بقى، الكلمة اللي قدامنا دي، الكلمة اللي أنا هكتبها دي، الحاجات دي بقى خلي بالك هتميزك جدا أهو. الكلمة دي اسمها present. present لو نطقتها كده زي أنا ما قلت present هتبقى noun اسم ومعناه هدية. أما لو نطقتها بص الجاية دي present، المرة الأولى قلت إيه present، لكن في المرة الثانية بقول present، نفس السبيلنج بس النطق present هنا دي verb يعني يقدم. عشان كده اللي بيقدم برنامج أو حوار اسمه presenter. presenter يعني مقدم برامج أو حوارات. presenter. presenter. فهنا الديالوج بتاعتنا presenter أو prisoner. بيتكلم بيقول hello شريف, thank you for coming to talk to us. thank you for coming to talk to us. شكرا ان انت جيت عشان تتكلم معانا. شريف is a tour guide in Hurghada. شريف مرشد سياحي في الغردقة. tell us about ecotourism please. اخبرنا من فضلك عن ecotourism السياحة البيئية. what is it؟ ايه هي بالضبط؟ hello داليا. ecotourism is very exciting. اتكلم عن السياحة البيئية انها مثيرة جدا. خلي بالكم الجملة دي مهمة قوي. ecotourism is very exciting. ايه هي بقى السياحة البيئية؟ هو التعريف ده اللي هناخده للباراجراف. It's tourism that looks after the environment and helps local people. يبقى يلا بينا كده ناخد نوت كده في جنب كده نقول what is ecotourism؟ ايه هي السياحة البيئية؟ ecotourism السياحة البيئية ecotourism، عشان دي لازم هنكتب عنها باراجراف فلازم نعرف التعريف بتاعها. ecotourism is، يلا قولوا لي يا شباب ايه هي الايكوتوريزم؟ is ايه؟ tourism هي سياحة that
looks after the environment and helps local people.
looks after the environment
Looks after
And helps local people.
looks after the environment يعني بتهتم بالبيئة. والحاجة الثانية and helps local people.
Local people.
طيب تعالوا أشرح لكم يعني إيه التعريف ده احنا قلنا ان looks after the environment، والحاجة التانية helps local people. بص يا صديقي، احنا قلنا السبب الأول، أول حاجة في التعريف ده قلنا إن هي بتعمل إيه؟ looks after the environment، يعني بتهتم بالبيئة. فأنا هديك فكرة في الأول كده عن الإيكو توريزم والإيكو تورست. الإيكو توريزم السياحة البيئية دي زي ما قلنا إنها بتهتم بالبيئة، فالإيكو تورست السياح البيئيين دول don't like to travel by plane، ما بيحبوش يسافروا بالطيارة. Why؟ Because planes cause a lot of pollution، لأن الطيارات بتسبب تلوث كبير. مع إن طبعا it's easier، أسهل بكتير to travel by the plane، أسهل حاجة إن أنت تسافر بالطيارة. They don't travel by train، by plane، ما بيسافروش بالطيارة. أمال بيسافروا إزاي؟ They travel on foot، يعني بيسافروا على رجليهم. طبعا المسافات والدول اللي بعيدة عن بعضها they go by train، ممكن بيستخدموا القطر. يبقى أول حاجة إزاي السياحة البيئية دي تنفع البيئة؟ أول سبب أهو إن هما they don't like traveling by planes، ما بيحبوش يسافروا بالطيارة. they travel on foot، يا إما بيسافروا على رجليهم يا إما by the train، يا إما بالقطر. ادي اول سبب. كمان they stay in eco lodges، بيقعدوا في اماكن صديقه للبيئه. they don't stay in big hotels، ما بيقعدوش الايكو تورست السياح البيئيين دول ما بيقعدوش في فنادق غاليه وكبيره، لا they stay in ايكو لودجز، بيقعدوا في اماكن كده اسمها ايكو لودجز او نزل بيئيه، وهوريكم شكلها. والايكو لودجز دي بتبقى صديقه للبيئه doesn't make any pollution، ما فيهاش اي سبب يخليها تعمل تلوث. ادي اول جزء ان هي بتهتم بالبيئه. الجزء الثاني في التعريف قلنا ان السياحه البيئيه دي اللي هي الايكو توريزم looks after the local people، بتهتم بالسكان المحليين. طب بتهتم بالسكان المحليين ازاي؟ بتعمل لهم حاجتين يا منى، فوقي كده يا منى وشيلي ايدك من على وشك عشان ما تناميش. ها؟ بتهتم بالسكان المحليين ازاي؟ بتوفر لهم حاجتين. ايه هما الحاجتين؟ jobs، بتوفر لهم ايه؟ jobs، وظائف او فرص عمل. الحاجه الثانيه tourism brings money to the local people، السياحه بتوفر فلوس كويسه للسكان المحليين، لان السياح لما بيروحوا منطقه بيشتروا منها حاجات كتير من الناس البياعين والدنيا، فالدنيا بتشتغل عندهم. لما نيجي نقرا بقى عن الكلام ده هنقول أول حاجة في التعريف قلنا eco tourism is very exciting، السياحة البيئية دي مثيرة جدا. It's tourism that looks after the environment، سياحة بتهتم بالبيئة and helps local people، وبتساعد السكان المحليين. How does it help the environment and people؟ إزاي بتساعد البيئة وإزاي بتساعد الناس؟ eco tourists أو السبب اللي أنا قلت لكم عليه من شوية don't like to travel by plane، ما بيحبوش يسافروا بالطيارة. Why؟ Because of the pollution planes cause، بسبب التلوث اللي بتسببه الطيارات. أمال how do they travel؟ بيسافروا ازاي؟ They travel by train on foot or by bike، يا إما بالقطر يا إما على رجليهم يا إما بالعجل. I see، أنا فهمت. Where do they stay؟ طب بيقعدوا فين بقى؟ They don't like big hotels، ما بيحبوش يقعدوا في الفنادق الكبيرة. They stay in small local hotels، بيقعدوا في فنادق صغيرة كده محلية. or pay to stay in people's houses، أو بيدفعوا إيجار يقعدوا في بيوت الناس، يأجروا بيت مثلا بتاع حد في أسوان مثلا في الأقصر لو هم بيزوروا الأماكن دي. What do they do when they travel؟ طب بيعملوا إيه لما يسافروا؟ They like to learn about بيحبوا يتعلموا عن حاجتين. Local wildlife projects اللي هي مشروعات الحياة البرية المحلية and local culture والثقافة المحلية بتاعت المكان اللي بيزوروه. Can you give me an example? Can you give me بص نقولها ازاي؟ Give me. Can you give me an example? ممكن تديني مثال؟ Of course بالطبع. Here in Egypt عندنا هنا في مصر we have some very nice projects in the Red Sea. عندنا مشروعات جميلة جدا في البحر الأحمر. زي ايه؟ Preserving the coral reefs and the sea animals. اللي هو ايه يا لارين؟ Preserving the coral reefs يعني الحفاظ على الشعب المرجانية والسي animals الحيوانات البحرية. Tourists السياح come to the Red Sea بيجوا البحر الأحمر and the guides والجايدز اللي هم المرشدين السياحيين tell them where they can dive and how they can be with the animals. التور جايدز بيعرفوهم ازاي الاماكن اللي هيغطسوا فيها وازاي يتعاملوا مع الحيوانات اللي موجوده هناك. That sounds very good. ده شيء يبدو جيد جدا. Thank you for your time شريف. شكرا على وقتك يا شريف معانا. المين بوينتس بتاعت الدرس بقى والنقاط الرئيسيه اللي طلعنا بيها من الدرس ان ايكو توريزم السياحه البيئيه is an exciting idea. هي فكره مثيره وقلنا التعريف بتاعها انها tourism looks after the environment تهتم بالبيئه and helps local people بتساعد السكان المحليين. قلنا عن الايكو تورست السياح البيئيين don't like to travel by plane ما بيحبوش السفر بالطياره because of the pollution that planes cause بسبب التلوث اللي بتسببه الطيارات. Where do they stay؟ بيقعدوا فين؟ They stay in small local hotels. بيقعدوش في فنادق كبيرة بيقعدوا في فنادق صغيرة محلية. Or pay to stay in people's houses أو بيدفعوا ويأجروا بيوت الناس. They like to learn about حاجتين بيحبوا يتعلموهم إيه هما؟ Local wildlife projects اللي هي مشروعات الحياة البرية المحلية ولوكال كلتشر الثقافة المحلية بتاعت المكان اللي بيزوروه. Here in Egypt عندنا في مصر we have some very nice projects looking after the coral reefs. عندنا مشروعات بتهتم وتعتني ب coral reefs اللي هي الشعب المرجانية خاصة في الريد سي البحر الأحمر. Tourists come to the Red Sea السياح بيجوا البحر الأحمر and the guides والمرشدين tell them where they can dive بيقولوا لهم يقدروا يغطسوا فين. طيب أنا دلوقتي في البداية كده عمر عمارة عمر معايا؟
نعم. Yes, Mr.
ماشي يا عمر. انت هتقرا مع مريم. لا بص اقرا انت ويوسف محمود هخلي البنات يقروا مع بعض. انت هتاخد بريزنتر وهو هياخد شريف. يا ريت بقى الناس بعد اذنكم بقيه الناس اقعد اتدرب على دورك عشان تقروا 2-2 مع بعض. اتفضل يا عمر.
Hello, Sharif. Thank you for coming to talk to us. Sharif is a tour guide in Hurghada. Tell us about ecotourism. Please, what is it?
يوسف محمود.
Hello, Dalia. Ecotourism is very exciting. It's tourism that looks after the environment and helps local people.
How does it help the environment and people?
Ecotourists don't like to travel by plane because of the pollution planes cause. They travel by train or on foot or by bike.
I see. Where do they stay?
كمل يا حبيبي يا عمر.
I see. Where do they stay?
يوسف.
They don't like big hotels. They stay in small local hotels or pay to stay.
In people's houses.
What do they do when they travel?
ممكن أسرع شوية يا يوسف الله يخليك. They like to learn about local wildlife projects and local culture. ماشي يا عمر.
Can you give me an example?
Of course, here in Egypt we have some very nice projects in the Red
We
Sea,
have
preserving the coral reefs
some
and the
very
sea
nice
animals.
projects in the Red Sea,
That sounds very good. Thank you.
preserving the coral reefs and the sea animals.
Thank you. ناخد بقى رودي وحبيبة مع بعض.
Okay. Hello, Sharif. Thank you for coming to talk to us. Sharif is a tour guide and her gonna tell us about tourism. Please, what is
tourism.
tourism? Please, what is it?
محمود.
Hello, ecotourism is very exciting. It's tourism that looks after the environment and help local people.
How does it help the environment and people? أنا مش هستنى يا جماعة، أنا هيتأخر، أنا هقول مكانه على طول عشان أنا عندي عدد كتير عايز يقول.
Because they travel by train, on foot, or by car, or by bike.
I see. Where do you stay? Where do they stay?
They don't. They don't like big hotel. They stay in a small local hotel or
Pay to stay in people's houses.
Pay to stay people's houses. What do they do when they travel? They like to learn about coral reefs, wild projects, and local culture. Can you give me an example? Of course, here in Egypt, we have some very nice projects in the Red Sea, preparing the coral reefs and the sea animals. Tourism come to the Red Sea, stay somewhere they can dive and who they can be with the animals. That sounds very good. Thank you for your time, Sharif.
Thank you both. Thank you both. شكرا لكم انتوا الاثنين. هناخد 2 جداد. جودي وحلا.
Hello, Sharif. Thank you for coming to walk to us. Sharif, is a tall, quiet Hurgada.
عشان انا عايز اروح دلوقتي وبعدين تعالى كمان شوية.
What is it? Hello, Julia. Ecotourism is very exciting. It's a tourism that looks like after the environment and help local people. How does it help the environmental people? Ecotourism don't like to travel by plane because of pollution plane causes. They travel by train, on foot, or by bike. I see. Where do they stay? They don't like big hotels. They stay in small local hotels or pay to stay in people's houses. What do they do when they travel? They like to learn about local wildlife projects and local culture. Can you give me an example? Of course. Here in Egypt, we have some very nice the colonies and the sea animals. Tourists the risky and good to tell them where they can live and how they can.
Thank you both.
That's how.
كويسين جدا، برافو. سما وسما او لارين، سما ولارين.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Mr.
سما فتحت.
أنا سين مش
مستر، وانا كمان لارين مش سما.
لارين وسما. محمد ما فتحتش ليه؟
ايوه مستر، فتحت بس حضرتك حطيت.
يلا حبيبتي مع لارين، اتفضلي يا لارين، ابدأي. بس علي صوتك شوية يا لارين عشان احنا مش سامعين.
Okay. Hello, Sharif. Thank you for coming to take it to us. Sharif is a tour guide in garden. Tell about ecotourism, please. What is?
I will tell you, ecotourism is very exciting. It is the tourism that look after the environment and helps local people.
How does it help environment and people?
Ecotourism doesn't like travel by plane.
Don't like, which doesn't like.
Eh? Ecotourism don't like travel by plane because of the pollution planes causes. They travel by train and foot or by path.
I see. Where do you say? Stay?
They don't like big hotels. They stay in the small local hotels or pay to stay in people's houses.
What do they do when they travel?
They like to learn
What
about.
did we do?
They like to learn about local wildlife projects and local
Culture.
culture.
Can you get me an example?
Of course, and in Egypt, we have some very nice projects in the White Sea. Vegetation on the color rivers and the sea animals. Tourism come to the White Sea, and the guides tell them where they can dive on and how they can be with them, the animals.
That sounded very good. Thank you for your time, Sharif.
محمد هاني، صح يا عمو كده عشان انت هتقرا بعد ملك ورودينا. يلا رودينا مع ملك. ابدا يا رودي.
Hello, Sharif. Thank you for coming to talk to us. Sharif is a tour guide in Hurghada. Tell us about ecotourism.
ايكو مش ايكو، نقول ايكو توريزم.
Ecotourism. Please, what is it?
Hello, Dahlia. Ecotourism is very exciting. It's tourism that looks after the environment and helps local people.
How does it help the environment and people?
Ecotourists don't like to travel by plane because of the pollution planes cause. They travel by train, on foot, or by bike.
I see. Where do they stay?
They don't like big hotels. They stay in small local hotels or pay to stay in people's houses.
What do they do when they travel?
They like to learn about local wildlife, projects, and local culture.
Can you give me an example?
Of course, here in Egypt, we
Here
have
مش here. Here in Egypt.
here in Egypt we have some very nice projects in the Red Sea, preserving the coral reefs and the sea animals. Tourists come to the Red Sea and the Jews tell them where they can dive and how they can be with the animals.
That sounds very good. Thank you for your time, Sharif.
جميلة بس تطلعي لسانك في ثانك يو. برافو عليكم. ثانك يو سو ماتش يا مالك.
نعم.
مع محمد هاني يلا.
Yes, Mr.
آدم أنت بعديهم يا آدم. يلا شباب ابدأ.
Hello, Sharif. Thank you for coming to talk to us. Sharif is a tour guide in Hurghada. Tell us about ecotourism, please. What is it?
Hello, Dahlia. Ecotourism is very exciting. It's tourism that looks after its environment and helps local people.
How does it help the environment and people?
Ecotourists don't like to travel by plane because of the pollution plane cause. They travel by train, on foot, or by bike.
I see. Where do they stay?
Sharif, they don't like big hotels. They stay.
They stay. They stay in small local hotels.
Stay in people's.
Or stay in people's houses. Okay.
What do they do when they travel?
They like to learn about local wildlife, projects, and local culture.
Can you give me an example?
Of course, here in Egypt we have some very nice projects in the Red Sea, preserving the coral reefs and the sea animals. Tourists come to the Red Sea and the Jews tell them where
The
they
guides
can
tell
dive
them.
and
The
how
guides tell them.
the guides tell them where they can dive and how they can be with the animals.
That sounds very good. Thank you for your time, Sharif.
Thank you both. برافو عليكم. آدم.
Yes.
ياسين.
Yes, Mr.
يا نويا خلي بالك يا نويا عشان انت هتكملي انت ورنا. يلا حبيبي ابدأوا. هلو شريف.
Hello, Sharif. Thank you for coming to talk to us. Sharif is a tour guide in Hurghada. Tell us about ecotourism. Please, what is it?
Hello, Delia. Ecotourism is very exciting. It's tourism that looks after the environment and helps local people.
How does it help the environment and people?
Ecotourists don't like to travel by plane because of the pollution.
Because of the pollution.
Pollution. Planes cause travel by
Planes. Because of the pollution, planes cause.
Because of the pollution and planes cause
planes برضو
travel by
planes مش planes.
Planes cause they travel by train, on foot, or by bike.
Thank you.
I see where.
برافو حلو جدا. نايس يا آدم. حلو قوي يا آدم. نايا. هتكمل مع منة.
Yes, teacher.
I see.
I see. Where do they stay?
They don't like big hotels. They stay in small local hotels or pay to stay in people's house.
What do they do when they travel?
They like to learn about
local wildlife projects and local culture.
Can you give me an example?
Of course.
Here in Egypt,
we have some very nice projects in the Red Sea.
Preserving the coral reefs
and the sea animals.
Tourists come to the Red Sea and the guides
tell them
where they can dive
and how they can be with the animals.
Yes. Thank you both. شكرا. رنا.
Yes, Mr.
رنا مع حلا. يلا.
Hello, Sharif.
Hello, Sharif. Thank you for coming to take to us.
To talk to us. Take كده يأخذ لكن دي talk to us.
Okay. Sharif is a tour guide in
tour guide
tour guide.
in Hurghada في الغردقة.
In Hurghada.
Tell us about
Tell us
ecotourism.
Please, when is it?
Hello, Julia. Ecotourism is very exciting. It's tourism that look after the environment.
مفيش صوت خالص.
Hello, Julia. Ecotourism is very exciting. It's a tourism that looks after the environment and helps local people.
طيب هو عشان الصوت احنا هنكتفي بالقدر ده شباب. الباقيين يا ريت يبعتوا على الجروب. هنبدأ نسأل بقى في الكلام اللي احنا قريناه. هسأل مثلا في البداية محمد علي. ايكو تورست يا محمد، السياح البيئيين stay in small ايه؟
Small hotels.
برافو عليك. السياح البيئيين ايكو تورست stay in small hotels. سما محمد helps people to learn about new cultures. tourism السياحة بتساعد الناس ان هم يتعلموا ثقافات جديدة. سيف سامح ecotourism helps to protect the. ما ترفعيش ايدك يا رفايلة، محدش يرفع ايده يا جماعة.
pollution.
حبيبي ecotourism يعني السياحة البيئية. helps بتساعد to protect على حماية ايه؟ wildlife الحياة البرية. Thank you. يوسف we should look at the historical places.
We should look after.
برافو. look after نعتني بالأماكن التاريخية. أميرة A helps people learn about new cultures. بيساعد الناس على تعلم ثقافات جديدة. tourism السياحة. Thank you.
Look.
ماهر tourism السياحة is very to many countries.
Tourism is very important to many countries.
Yes مهمة جدا لدول كتيرة. قول لي يا عمر هاني we have projects looking after.
coral reefs.
عندنا projects looking after coral reefs in Egypt للاعتناء بالشعب المرجانية في مصر. مريم tourism.
Okay, tourism gives for local people. Tourism gives jobs for local people.
Yes gives jobs بيوفر فرص عمل للlocal people السكان المحليين. I was يا ياسين زايد I was.
Yes, I was sleeping.
برافو. was were بده ing. حلا كريم the fox were sleeping.
مش انت المفروض المستر تضيع في البي؟
اتفضلي يا حلا كريم.
مستر محمد علي، هو انت يا مستر مش المفروض في كلمة sleeping تضيع في البي؟
لا يا حبيبي ليه اضاعف البي ليه؟
The fox was sleeping.
بس ثواني هرد عليه لو سمحت. انت خلاص قلتي the fox was تمام زي الفل. انت عايز تضعف البي ليه يا محمد في سليب يا حبيبي؟
مش انت يا مستر قلت لما يكون قبلها حرف فاول؟
لا انا ما قلتش كده يا محمد. انت لو رجعت الكلام يا حبيبي هتلاقيني قلت الافعال المنتهيه بسي في سي consonant vowel consonant ساكن متحرك ساكن، لكن دي ما بينطبقش عليها الكلام اللي انا قلته.
شكرا يا مستر.
ابراهيم she was having هنشيل الاي ونحط اي ان جي. برافو يا ابراهيم. was were بده اي ان جي. هي نوراي مش موجودة ولا موجود؟
لا يا مستر مش موجود.
اوكي طيب ليان he was
studying English at 10 a.m.
studying thank you علشان في was سوسو we was getting up يا سوسو
Okay. We were getting up like at 6 a.m.
we were
Like
انا قصدي على الثانيه سوسو الثانيه بقى تجاوب بس
مش
هي ما
عارفة والله
بتردش.
قبل ما النت عندها ضعيفة قالت لي.
انا عندي عليه يا سوسو
Yes, Mr.
انت فين يا حبيبتي بتعملي ايه؟
معلش يا مستر كنت في الحمام.
اتفضلي يا حبيبتي زي ايه هنا نمبر 6
They were
they were arriving ملك ماضي was the cat علشان مفرد محمد هاني و
Yes, Mr. We were having a great time.
برافو عليك رتبي يا رودي
where do stay ecotourism?
where do eco tourists stay أين يقيم السياح البيئيين قولي يا رودي انت نمبر 2
How does tourism help Egypt?
How does tourism help Egypt كيف يساعد tourism السياحة كيف تساعد السياحة the environment أو Egypt مصر How does tourism help Egypt ازاي السياحة بتساعد مصر مين هيقول آدم يا ربنا مش موجودة
لا يا مستر مش موجودة.
tourism
Tourism gives jobs for local people.
اوكي زي الفل محمد علي
Yes, Mr. Let me you help
let me help
you.
you يعني أساعدك let me help you سيف سامح
المفروض أنا يبقى في فعل مساعد ولا إيه؟
Yes, Mr.
مش المفروض في الأخيرة دي يبقى في فعل مساعد يا مستر ولا لا؟
نعم
مش المفروض في الأخيرة دي يبقى في فعل مساعد؟
مين اللي بيسأل
آدم.
فعل مساعد فين يا آدم دي جملة أمر يا آدم let me يعني دعني أو اسمح لي help you أساعدك
ماشي خير.
طيب يا شباب بصوا الدرس ده عليه في الكتاب exercise ممكن تقولوا لي صفحة كام في الكتاب
153 and 130.
طب حد يكتبهم على الجروب لو سمحتوا دول نعملهم هوم احنا حلينا البوكلت مع بعض انتوا حلوا الاكسرسايز اللي في الكتاب والمره الجايه هنكتب باراجراف مع بعض عن ايكو توريزم واشوفكم على خير ان شاء الله يوم الاثنين ثانك يو اند جود نايت
Good night.